Alright, so you'll want to make sure you got invis pots. I usually bring both types because they have like separate 10-minute cooldowns. Healing potion, really all you need. It's pretty easy, so. There you go. This is just to get the bosses. First invis pot right here. You really only need to kill these first two handlers and the whelps, but if you want to kill more for rep, that's fine too. That's a lot of them, Jesus. I'd be fanning some of these off, to be honest. Yeah. Alright, so that is good enough. You'll have your path to kite Rattlegore over there. No bag space because I'm making a bunch of flasks here. And I'm exalted, so I don't need scorch stones. These guys can like one-shot you if you're not really careful. It is nice to clear more of this room, so if you have bad luck with entrapment, you could just kite back, but... Usually kill a few extras. Like this guy you could kind of leave, but sometimes when you drop down there you could ass pull him, so I just try to play it safe. Okay, that's interesting. So you get this guy, and that guy. That guy you probably don't need to, but again, it's like being safe. I put my pet in the right corner. Some people put it off to the left here, but I like having a bit more room to work with. Just makes it a bit easier. I could have died there. I want to save deterrence for the boss ball. That was risky. Alright, I'm gonna leave that guy. I don't have fucking lion on. Well, so don't do that. Alright, so just make sure you have growl on for your pet. You want it to get a growl off on Rattlegore before you feign it off. Actually, don't even need to feign it off. Oops, your pet will just peel it. So I put my pet on stay right here in the corner. Gives you tons of room to work with. Now when you pull Rattlegore, you'll always get this guy here. So here's how you split it. So start it off with a trap on him. Rattlegore come up to you. Once he gets in range, you feign. Then you proximity pull him like that. Now that dude stays, see? At the same time here you're sending your pet. Pet got the growl, put him back. Now you just begin the kite. Okay, that was weird. Okay, good. We're fine. We were way out of range there. Not sure why I got hit, but whatever. Yes, we're good. Now your pet's on the aggro table, so every time he gets back down here and comes up to you, you just feign him off. And then he goes right back to your pet. Just wait a sec before you stand up. Sometimes a dot tick will pull threat. Just like that, rinse and repeat. Usually just takes like 4 jumps down. You get him. Keep him bandaged just to be safe. Feign it off. Okay, I'm not sure why you turned so quick. That's what I mean by waiting on your feign. Or you're attacking when you come back up. When he gets sub 20% health, he starts moving slow, of course. You can even just not dot him here until after the feign. See how slow he is now. Alright, that's it. Easy. Make sure you got your key. Get your reels. Put your pet away. This next part is, in my opinion, the hardest part of this entire thing. Which is doing the pet pull and clearing the doorway so you could use that viewing room key. So you just invis pop back over here. This corner is your safe spot. So you'll evade mobs right here. So if anything bad ever happens, you know, you don't have feign on cooldown, you could just park here and wait for it to come back up. I like to mark these guys just so I could keep an eye on where they're at. And these guys as well are an issue. You want to try to, with your pet pull, you want to try to get both spiders. It's not always possible, but... And there is one mob type down here that makes it harder as well. Because they move really slow and they tend to not follow your pet and they'll just stand here. I like having Prowl. Then you could really line this up properly. So there's the mob type I'm talking about, these reanimated corpses. You could get 1 per pack, it actually makes it way harder. Alright, so you pull. So instantly a daze, so we're gonna have to just restart. You don't want a daze. Not this early. So basically what you're doing anyways while we're sitting here is you're gathering these two groups, and preferably two Necrofiends, and you beeline to the door to the basement down to Jandis, and you just kite him as far as you possibly can, and then when your pet dies or despawns, you gotta run to the door and unlock it before the mobs get down there, and then you just feign everything off once you're in position. But this always takes me a couple pulls. If I could do this in one pull, it's like, it's a great fucking day, you know? But it never happens, so. Alright. So let's try this again. It really sucks how spread out these two Necrofiends are. It's going to make this a lot harder. So I want to attack, dash instantly. I want to get this guy. There we go. Now you got to watch these side groups. You can pull them. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But it's just less shit to have to worry about, you know what I mean? This WeakAura tells me when I'm going to get in combat with my pet, when I'm going to proxy pull. Kind of handy. Alright, so see what I mean? This corpse, he stays here. So you just throw a frost trap on him. Ugh, it's gonna be tight. I got it. Alright, we're good. We're good. There we go. That's what you gotta do. That's the hardest part, straight up. When I first started doing this, that took me the longest to perfect, for sure. Now, you don't have to kill these packs, especially the Prowl Pet. You can actually just run and pull Raz. Like, sneak by all this shit. I'm going to try to do that, but I need to make flasks, so I'm just going to do this one group real quick. These guys hurt too, quite bad. So yeah, see, I'm probably gonna have to pot here. Yeah. This cripple kind of sucks too. I resisted it, perfect. Some flasks real quick. Room for all this shit. So Raz, we're kiting back upstairs. Use a little platform with the two optional bosses to kind of do a line of sight pathing thing. I recommend putting on PvP Trinket because she can freeze you with one of her moves, and that can kill you pretty easy if you don't line of sight it properly. So if you're not confident with that, I'd just be very careful. Put on a PvP Trinket just to be safe. No extra procs on flasks. There we go. 5. Damn. That's a big one. Alright, hold this shit for now. Okay, so, like I said, PvP Trinket's a good idea, just in case you get hit by her ability. I might as well just heal up to full here. Alright. So if you don't have Prowl, you have to kill these side packs. You don't have a choice. So just keep that in mind. When you attack her, you just run to this back wall, put your pet on stay, and then you'll despawn him from range. And she will come at you. So put him right here, stay, take out Eyes of the Beast, he despawns. Now she's coming. Alright, this is the little platform you use. So you see this little side wall, the line of sight here. Just go up and down, up and down. Crossbolt volley is not the scary one, it's called freeze. See right there? You want to go down into this corner, like down, down. Usually mark her too, just so I could actually see where she's at, even if I'm tucked in that corner. So there's freeze. Oh. Make sure all the way down. If you're even like peeking a little bit, it can hit you. And this is actually the same place you fight the doctor dude, the melee guy. All the other bosses you could kite upstairs, but he has such fast run speed, you have to bring him... Oops, you have to bring him down here. Fuck, that's not good. Alright, so you can line of sight on these right here too, if she's casting on you from the side there. Just don't be bad, and yeah, I might get hit here. No, alright. Just don't be bad and let her get that far like I just did. But as far as you want her to go, you don't want her to get around the corner, ideally. Alright, and that's it. Easy. If you have Dawn's Gambit, the quest item, you could also like despawn this whole room and you could kill these two guys if you need reels or extra tokens for rep. I don't. I'm actually gonna cap out on reels here from this run, just from the normal bosses, so I didn't go to EPL to grab it, but just a heads up. Alright, so explosive shot with this pack here. Really easy, obviously. You can just pull this entire room. You don't want to get the boss though, so just be careful. Actually like waiting for this to go off, just get a second trap down. And just start blasting. Remember, these guys explode, so you don't want to be close when they die. Yeah, super easy. So all these bosses are killed the same way, except for Doctor, which is kiting them just around this top platform in a big circle. Stay in range, using traps to proc extra Chimera shots, and just kiting. There's a few little things you want to change for each pull. Chimera shot back on. This guy's easy, he's just melee. The ads kind of make it a little annoying, but I'll show you what I do. I take off your PvP trinket. So for all these fights, you're just going to put on Cheetah. You're just going to kite in circles forever. So these ads here do make it kind of annoying. Obviously shut off Cheetah when you run past them. I'm actually not sure what the trick is to just get all of them with the first pull. I do it like half the time. Half the time I get all of them, and the other half you just gotta clean up a little bit. So I would just prioritize them, because having to shut off Cheetah kind of sucks. Oops. Alright, I might take a hit here. I'm just gonna pop a potion, use deterrence. So if you ever get into a situation, you can jump down, get them to like this side, and then jump down and run up the stairs, and you'll move fast enough, you'll have time to get to where you need to go. Alright, not my cleanest, but it's okay. Now we're laughing. I don't even know which one's the hardest out of these. They're all pretty easy. The trash is kind of annoying on one of them. These skelly dudes down here. One of the casters in the basement hurts pretty good. It's a little bit of a DPS race. You're definitely going to want a health pot on her. I'll explain when we get there. You don't even have to clear the trash in these rooms, but you're just gambling if you don't. Like, when you fight the last boss, he does his little teleport thing, right? And if you could avoid all those, then you don't have to go into any of these rooms, and it doesn't even matter, right? But if you do get sent, like, if you don't have these rooms cleared, you're pretty much fucked, you know what I mean? So I just do it. I mean, if you're in a real big rush, or you're trying to, like, you know, beat times or whatever, then you're probably going to want to skip those and just trust that you're not going to get hit with a portal on Gandalf or whatever the hell his name is. Ganling. I just play it safe. That guy's getting fucked by entrapment back there. Holy shit. Alright, so we're all clear to kite him back now. So like I said, he's really fast. You can't outrun him with cheetah. So I'll show you what I do. You gotta keep tagging him too. He'll just reset if he doesn't take like consistent damage. I think it's once you leave this room. So here's how I do it. So you just jump down here, right up the stairs. You want to get him with a tag before you go. So just hit him there. And then one more as he comes around the corner. And you should be good to just do what you did with Frostwhisper. He's way easier because he doesn't have stupid cast that you have to duck. He's fast, as you can see. So. And even in here, like while you're fighting him, if you go out of line of sight for too long and don't touch him, he'll reset. Like right here's kind of dangerous. Like that was close to him resetting right there. Oh, and don't use multi-shot up here. I should have said that during Frostwhisper. But obviously if you tag back this or this dude, then you got an extra boss to fight. And if you don't despawn the library here, then you're gonna, or the school, then you're gonna also be fighting all these trash mobs. So just be careful. No multis, no explosive shots, no explosive traps. All right. These guys are kind of annoying too, obviously. Always go for the non-occultist first, but entrapment basically decides who you get to kill first, to be honest. Oh, that's not ideal. Pop deterrence again. Okay, these adepts will cast on you from range. The occultists will only do that when they're ghost form, so just get rid of those guys as soon as you can. So now they'll start casting shadow bolts on you. And they hurt, right? Like they do a lot of damage, so best to do them one at a time. I should have probably been mongoose this whole time. So yeah, sometimes entrapment will force you to go for these guys first. It's definitely not ideal though. Like you want to try to avoid that if you can. Because the worst thing that could happen is having all of these guys in ghost form while the caster's casting on you. Alright, last one. So with her, she's pretty easy. Just stay out of range. She has like, I think, a shadow shock, I'm pretty sure, if you're too close to her. So you just want to get far. And then she also spam heals herself, so you just want to run Viper Sting on her the whole time. And honestly, I usually use Lone Wolf, but there could be an argument for like running a pet when you're doing these kites, because that's like constant uptime, obviously. I definitely use a pet on Ganling, because then the pet baits like tons of curses, and he also tries to cast the teleport on your pet, but your pet can't be teleported. So he like sits still a lot, which is really nice. It just lets you blast. Okay, so her, I'm not even really worried. Mana doesn't matter, because I'm going to get a bunch of mana back from Viper Sting, Chimera Shot. So we're just going to start it. So there's your heal that I'm talking about. It just makes it take longer. I've compared like just using Serpent Sting, and it's definitely worth it to mana drain her. She heals a lot, so. And even when she's Zoom, you just want to keep mana draining, because like, I don't know, the cost of her abilities must be like 10 fucking mana. Because she'll cast with like 1% mana still. It's annoying. Alright, there's top floor done. So bottom floor, this one's really easy. I don't know what it is, but these guys just like stand still and channel something. So I just pull the whole fucking room, I don't even care. Sometimes one will break out. You can just trap it or whatever. They do some kind of like drain life thing on you sometimes, which is a little annoying. It kind of hurts, but see this guy? Like, he's not trapped, he's just sitting there. Like, doing something, like God knows what. There's that life drain I was talking about. It kind of hurts. You could just scatter shot it to break it. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. That's the DPS race. She will Curse of Agony you from like max range. It's basically unavoidable. And it really hurts, so you gotta pretty much kill her before you get 2 full Curse of Agonies on you. I usually use a pet for her, but I think I'm gonna just do it without right now. See how it feels. But you want to stay max. Like this is one with Shadow Shock. I was mistaken, and it hurts. So you really want to go max range like quickly on here, especially off the start here. Because when you're going up the stairs, like, you just want to make sure you're far enough away that you're not going to get hit by that. So you'll see I'll be getting Curse Wagon here like any second. Stay as max range as possible. There's a curse. You can see my health, like I'm already 60%. There's been times where I've had to use a health pot and a tuber. So, yeah. You can bring shadow protection if you want, it's just expensive, obviously, compared to a healing potion, so. So see, one curse is over half your health, so you get hit with the second one, you will die unless you use something. Alright, there we go. That wasn't bad. Only got hit with one. Same ring as before. These guys suck. These trash mobs are fucking annoying. They move really fast. So they'll run like right over and through your traps sometimes, so. Yeah. I try to like concussive shot them as they're running over the trap, like the slow field, just to make sure that it actually applies to them. And you want to be careful, you don't want to do more than 3, that's for sure. Like, you're just begging for entrapment, basically, with these fucking guys, right? So you just face tank, let them hit the trap, then kite. Thank God for entrapment. Yeah, it looked way easier than it normally is, so this next pull is going to be 3 for sure. Usually don't get so lucky with entrapment. Even if you like feign them off and like split it, you know, do what you gotta do. See what I mean? Like he's like clears a trap basically before the slow takes effect. It's kind of rough. Nice solo pull. Yeah, it was a solo pull. Okay. That's fine. This is probably the easiest boss next to the like undead dude with the AoE room. I mean, they're basically the same thing, right? See, both those guys, like they didn't even hit that trap. So I might have to feign reset this. Yeah, I'm not liking this, to be honest. Yeah. Not great. Yeah, let's just reset it. Oh, okay, that is not good. That's really not good. I'm kind of fucked here. Trap didn't work, of course. Yeah, I'm fucking dead. God damn it. Well, there you go. Feign death resist. That's unfortunate. Pretty much a perfect run up to that point. So nice thing is when you come in the room, the key's already unlocked, so you could just invis pot past everything, but we're gonna have to wait for my cooldown. So yeah, those guys are Probably the hardest part of this, once you're past the unlocking of the door. What are we at? 46 minutes already. God. So if you skip these rooms, I think you could just pet pull the bosses with Prowl. Like, you might be able to do this in like 35 minutes. Because I stopped for flasks too. But it usually takes me about an hour. I even pulled the balcony. That's interesting. Oh, yeah. God fucking damn it, bro. Alright, so like I said, there's this reset spot here. I'm gonna have to use my fucking potion. That sucks. That sucks. I gotta wait 2 full minutes for my potion to come back up. Yeah, this is the safe reset spot, so you could get out of trouble with this little nook here. When I was farming rep trying to get exalted, I'd clear this whole room of all the whelps, and then I'd actually do some of these pulls, and I'd get rid of this guy, I'd get rid of this pack, I'd get rid of this side group, and I'd leave some space so I could actually single pull out these necrofiends and kill them. And it makes the pet pull way fucking easier. Way easier. And like, I might be able to like run by with deterrence and just get through the door and then feign, you know? But yeah, whatever. 30 seconds. Yeah, the last 2 bosses aren't bad. There's just the dude in the room that I just died to. Super easy. There's literally no mechanics with him. You just gotta not get meleeed. And then there's the what's his name? I can't even remember. The dude with the AoE shadow aura that ticks. It's really not hard. Like, you could max range that as a hunter. Sometimes his ads kind of get past him, and that makes the kite a little harder, but I just like make sure they're trank shotted and try to keep them in a tight group. You do want to be careful with your trap launcher on that boss, because if you entrap his ads and get him away from his 2 ads, right, it just fucks up the whole kite. You want them to all be together. You just really don't want to get caught with cheetah, and yeah, I'll show you when we get there. Okay, so like I mentioned, these guys like to just run right through traps and not hit them, so we'll be more careful here. We got really unlucky with that feigned death, though. Look at that shit, man. He just runs right through that. Like, it's not even there. You can wing clip these guys, which honestly is probably preferred to those slow traps, since it's a consistent slow. See, they like clear half the trap before the slow ticks in. Okay, there we go. Alright. Not even really worried about HP with this guy. Just get some mana. Oops. You want to keep your range a little bit. He has like a, I don't know, like a 15-yard uppercut. Obviously, if you get dazed with Cheetah, could be in trouble, but... Look at that entrapment. Doing work. Alright. Barov. So yeah, he's got the AoE damaging tick shit. Like I said, you want to keep them all together for your kite. So when you're using Trap Launcher here, like, you want to hit Barov. It's really easy to hit one of his ads and then entrapment procs, and then they get separated from Barov, and kind of makes it a pain in the ass. Obviously, you could just like scatter them and get them grouped back up, but if you get two with entrapment simultaneously, then you're basically fucked. So I just try to be really careful with traps, or, you know, not use like explosive trap for sure. Not use slow field. Make sure you get decent range. I like stopping and multi-shotting. They're actually a little more separated than they usually are here. He'll stop and cast sometimes as well. I might try to bait that here. But if you get too far ahead of these ads, they're going to turn around and run the opposite direction of Barov, and that's when you're in trouble here. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen them this separated before. He'll slow down at 20% though, and they should group back up. There's the cast I'm talking about. See, now they're nice and tight. So see right there, somehow his ad hit the trap, not him. That can spell trouble. If an ad gets too far ahead of him, I like to just conk shot them to gather them back up. Like that. Just getting the front's getting a little far ahead. I'll get the next conk shot. Yeah, we're fine. No, I'm gonna use slow field because he's dead. Yeah, there's Ganling down there. Obviously, you want to be up here when the boss spawns. You should be, because you're heading around up top, so. Goes without saying, but. Alright, so Ganling's easy. You just want to make sure that you keep him Viper stung as well. Like I said, I like to use my pet on him because he baits attacks, but I usually wait until Ganling's before I send my pet out so he doesn't just like turn and arcane missile him to death like instantly. So just make sure my pet's topped off here. You could get him all the way up to happy and get a little bit extra damage that way, but I've already kept you for 57 minutes, so I'll let him eat one more and just dismiss and go. Alright, so when you pull, you want to step back like right away because he will just arcane missile you like instantly. You don't want that. You gotta keep good range on him. Like, you don't want to get hit with the portal thing. It's not a wipe by any means, but it's just really fucking annoying. You can recover from it. Obviously, it depends what room you get sent down to. Some of them are easier than others. If you get sent into a basement room, it's a little bit harder because it's hard to get range on him again. If you're in a upstairs room, it's actually pretty easy. So you can just jump down and run up the stairs on the other side, like we did with the other boss if we need to. Alright, so he's basically here. Alright, so he's I'm gonna just call it my pet. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep Viper Sting on him as well, just like the other boss, because he will still cast stuff with like 1% mana. So see how he's doing curses and shit? Let's do all sorts of stuff. He'll just be spamming cast on your pet like the whole time. So just take advantage of it. You know, stop and get off some autos when he does that. I have the wrong tracking on. Whoops. A little risky. I'm getting kind of close to him. Could get teleported. But you can see he's like spamming cast, teleport on my pet, and it just does nothing. 20, slow him down, makes it a bit easier, obviously. Don't greed, 'cause you don't want to get ported. Oh, see, arcane missiles. Just being a little greedy there. Take 2 of those, you're dead. So that's it. Sorry that I wiped and wasted so much time, but yeah, that's the whole thing right there. And I got my like 10th headmaster's charge. BOE pattern or BOP pattern. Yeah, that's it. Pretty easy. A little time consuming. Not like amazing gold per hour. If you're trying to farm Exalted Rep though, it's... There you go. GG.